Good morning and welcome. You are with the Skeinz Diaries. I am Marie. It is Thursday. It is Thursday. Please tell me it's Thursday. Thursday, the 8th of June. Sorry, I was late, caught up in the shop. We were busy, had people that needed knitting fixed. There you go. I do actually have a day job. Shocker. Um, oh, it's a bit of a rush. I'm just going to sit down, gather myself for a moment. How is everybody? I hope everyone is doing well. And as you can see, I'm quite rugged up. Our winter has arrived. King's birthday weekend happened, and it's kind of like winter decided to turn up to the bay. And it's been a little nippy. So the hat got busted out. I even busted the old Rambler out today. When I got up this morning, I was like, oh, what am I going to wear? And I saw this sitting in the drawer and I thought, oh, I haven't worn this in such a long time. So this is the Rambler. And I can't even remember. Actually, I can't even remember who knitted it. I know it was a Manos pattern. Rambler pattern. I'll find out for you, shall I? It's not very organised of me. Let's have a look. No, oh gosh, it's none of those. Oh, it's probably because I've spelt it wrong. Let's try that. Here we go. There we go. Marcella Chang. That's who it was. And I've just pulled it up. I'll show it to you. Shall I show it to you? Why not? Oh dear. Good morning, everyone. So good. Oh gosh, I'm all over the show this morning, I swear. So this is it here. And let me try and stream, people. There we go. Oh gosh, now they've got an updated. Oh look, ta-da! There we go. So this is it here. And there's one thing, as you can see, the world's smallest model compared to me. I have gone, and what I have done is I didn't do. There are bobbles. See these bobbles through the middle there? Now, I didn't do the bobbles because I just didn't like the idea of nipples sitting on top of my nipples. So I didn't do them. So I didn't do the bobbles. But it's a great pattern. I knitted this over first lockdown. There you go. And it was actually a really pleasurable thing to knit. And the other thing that I did with it too is I decided to extend it. So it was knitted top down, and I put a little A-line in, as I'm often apt to do, because I decided that because it was lockdown and I was bored and I had heaps of yarn, that I would make it a tunic. So it was written for DK. I've actually used Southlander Sport, and I used it on a 3.75 millimeter needle. And the whole thing came about in terms of doing it is because obviously I'm at home. It's a lockdown. I'm at home, and I had this ball of Noro, which is what is the center portion here. So the entire pattern was created around that single ball of Noro. So the whole thing was done around the single ball of Noro. So I had one ball of Noro, and it was Noro Silk Garden 4-ply. And then, of course, if you've ever seen Noro Silk Garden 4-ply, it's quite knobbly. It's not like a fine 4-ply. So I had this one ball of Noro, and in it, I picked out sort of the colours that appeared in the Noro and chose the contrast colours with it. So that mustard there was a bandit, and then this one here is actually a cove colour. And both of those I had sort of single stray random balls of each of them. So one is Little Bandit, and then that one was Cove 4-ply, and then I had the Southlander Sport and charcoal. And that was the one thing I had heaps of. So that's why I chose to do it. And then I A-lined it. I'm going to stand up. So I haven't worn this for such a long time. Move the chair. So as you can see, so I A-lined it slightly here to get over my fat arse. And so usually the sweater would have finished here. but I have put an A-line in to create, does it trip over the couch? There you go, a tunic length. So that's the tunic length. And what I did do is I finished it with this rollover hem. So it's not actually a ribbed hem, it's just a straight rollover hem. And I haven't worn it in ages. And it was nice to put it on today. I was like, oh, this feels good. Literally haven't, it'd be over a year. So I don't think I wore it at all last winter. So that, so that's what I've got on today. And you may have seen too that I flicked out a newsletter before, because we were hoping to have these in for the King's birthday weekend. But the poor mill, I mean, honestly, they're amazing. They have had to juggle and fiddle and move around and everything since Cyclone Gabrielle is incredible. They really have. And we're getting a lot of our yarns through now, of course, that were yarns that were planned for the epic sale. And of course, our friend Gabrielle turned up, didn't she? And put a bit of a sort of a spanner on the spokes of the epic sale, but we got there. And so a lot of these things that we did actually have planned to have in the epic sale are coming through now. But that's okay, because we're putting them out at epic sale prices. And one of them was this, which, and as you can see, goes so perfectly with what I'm wearing. And this is on the Chatswood base, and we put them just on these black labels because they are limited edition. So we were hoping to actually have these two colours along with the other three colours that we launched for King's birthday weekend, and then have them as a fivesome. And then, of course, these are the other two, which this is Foxtail, which is a classic mustard. So as you can see, fab. And we haven't had this mustard for a wee while. So we and it's a richer mustard, this one. It's more in terms of more gold and less yellow, if that makes sense. It's a foxtail, and this is just a really lovely, beautiful, rich bottle green, and this one's called Fir Tree. So these are both up now. They're both on that. This particular batch of Chatswood is exceptionally soft and squishy. It really is quite lovely. In case you actually haven't, some people may have missed it, but a few batches ago we actually switched Chatswood from being a 2-folded twist yarn down to a 3-folded yarn, so the total weight of the yarn is the same. But we did it as a 3-fold just to improve the wear. Joe's saying, is the green out of stock already, Joe? Wow, I know there wasn't a lot. Oh, I'm going to check that, Joe. So I did, it was there this morning. Gosh, it was, it could be, actually. Let's have a little look. Da, 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 da. Oh, you're right, Joe. Crikey, that didn't last long, did it? Oh, but I see the other thing that's happened is the Yarnology's come up, and I've left that in the other room. If you go there, you'll see the Yarnology issue 4 is also sitting next to these two on the sale page. That arrived yesterday, so we've been busy getting that up. Wow, the green's out of stock already. Well, I better put that down because someone's obviously bought that one. So there we go. We've got that one left. $3.95. It is just an absolute cracker. It's beautiful yarn, and as it has just gone to show, I think we only literally had, I think it was not even half a carton of each, so it's not a lot. It's beautiful. So if you did stock up on the Chatswood and you wanted to add this one, please do. And if you did order King's birthday weekend, we have had a few emails just come through, sort of, where's my order, where's my order? I think the girls are pretty much caught up. It was the perfect cluster, is that roll over to the end of the month plus King's birthday weekend, sort of right together, which means that it does, it can cause delays, and King's birthday weekend was very, very busy, but I think they are almost completely caught up now. So there you go. Those ones are, oh gosh, that was so fast. I didn't even get my video out. Yay. what else did I have? There's so much to tell you. And the other thing in the newsletter, of course, I had was Capital Fibre Fest is coming up in less than a month, 3 weeks, in fact. Looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going down and catching up with my brother. In fact, I was talking to him this morning. It's going to be fun. Really looking forward to seeing him and his wife and having some time with everyone down there. And we have finalised what we're going to do. It is going to be the sharpest show-only special that I think we've ever done. We did the dip dyes at Auckland. That completely sold all the dip dyes out. Like, they went super fast. The special that I have for Wellington is quite different, but seriously good, like unbelievably good. And I'm taking all the yarn that I've got left for this. We're clearing out a range. It is like crazy prices. So I'm going to tell you, it's a DK yarn and it's bag only. Insane price on the bag. So if you're a charity knitter, seriously, you need to let your peeps know. You have to come and see me at Capital Fibre Fest to get it. It's going to be an amazing deal. So I'm actually, thank goodness, the fabulous Zoe, who helps coordinate the event. Will be shipping stock down to her because it's not all going to fit my car. So yeah, really excited about that. So that, I'm not going to tell you about the show only special, but then I've got 2 other specials as well. Just 2 other yarns that I'm taking, another DK and another 4-ply. And the DK is brand new. It's a limited edition. It's one of those yarns that we were supposed to have for Epic Sale. So I'm going to bring that. So that's going to be, again, limited amounts. Half of it's coming with me to the show. The other half of it is going up for sale on a weekend promotion. Again, ball and bag. So that's brand new. It's not, you wouldn't have seen it. These 4 different shades in that. And then I've got a 4-ply that I'm taking down because I know some people like some 4-plies. And again, if you're a charity knitter, you will not want to miss out on that 4-ply promotion, which will be that weekend only. So keep your eyes peeled on the newsletters. If someone's not signed up to our newsletter, you make sure you tell them they need to be signed up to our newsletter. Right. And I also had, obviously, what is happening this month, which is our spotlight on Sockmatician. So it was so funny because the thing's like, when I got up this morning, thinking, what am I going to wear? And I thought, I might wear the Swoncho because it was cold here this morning. Then I was like, no, the Swoncho's at work. Here it is. Ta-da! This is the fantastic Ninilchik Swoncho. This is by Caitlin Hunter. It's really interesting. It's one of those outlier patterns that she's got. She's got a couple of them like that sort of are not like the rest of the theme of her work. Ninilchik is one of them. Tecumseh is the other. I think Tecumseh is a fantastic pattern too, and in fact, it's one I'm quite keen to knit. And I love this. I hadn't done colour work. I'd done this colour work. So this is this is how it transpired. I knitted this, loved knitting this so much that I was like, oh, I want to do some more colour work. And then I went on to this. So this is what I did. And as I said in the newsletter, I slightly changed up the color configuration she had. These windows here, and here, she had those actually in the base color. So those which would have been gray. And to be honest, I just love the chapel, and I like the balance of having, if you're going to have a pop, make sure that it looks freaking fantastic. So that's what I did. So that is that. So the Ninilchik is fantastic. I know many of you have got this in your library, and it's just such a wonderful pattern. And the yarn is just glorious. It is. When I knitted this, I couldn't believe it had taken me so long to do a proper garment in Sockmatician DK. It's just such a fabulous, lush, unctuous, wonderful yarn to work with. So in the shop, we've got this as our sample, and then we've also got the Shift Cow by Angela Mowry, which Heather knitted, and she did it in the same chapel here, as well as the Featherston green and the garland yellow, and it just looks amazing. Very autumnal, really gorgeous, and it's perfect for a cow because it is so soft. So it's just such wonderful yarn. Now, if you're looking at this and you're going, oh my gosh, I love Marie's colours, At the moment, I don't think we've got the Baker in the DK. Let me just check. I definitely know it's not the full plane. I think it's one that's due to come in. I saw some thread waste pop in with some colours, which says to me they're starting to do oh no, we do have the Baker. Excellent. So it is back in stock because I know that they've been starting to filter in. So hopefully we'll have everything back in stock by the time before the spotlight ends. So we have got all of those in stock. But the other colour I pulled out, if the purple isn't for you, because purple isn't for everybody, the other colour I pulled out that I think would look really good with this combination is actually if you switch this purple out with Requiem, which is this gorgeous rich navy. It's a limited edition colour that we did. So that, instead of the purple, I think looks fabulous because this with Chapel looks amazing. So if you're looking for a different colour that you want to switch out, I would go Requiem. Or if you want to have it a little softer and what I would call a little bit more feminine, the other colour, oh gosh, I'm going to lose that I would potentially switch the purple out for is this one here, which is the Gallo, which is the pink. And while I've got that, I'll move this to one side. This is the other sample we've got. And this poncho, as you can see, is just gorge. And look, and that just shows you how pretty the colours are when it's knitted up on that monochromatic print. It is very soft, it's very subtle, it's really, really pretty. This, and it's of course hooked itself onto my jumper. This is, put it back together. This is a Rowan pattern, it's called Shimmer. It used 11 balls. And if you're looking just for a really lovely poncho, but with a little bit of flair with those lovely love heart lace motifs, yeah, that's called Shimmer. And I think that's available online as well as I think we may even have this in a leaflet in store. The other nice thing about this, because it's knitted this way, you could actually do this one on straights. If you're somebody that's not fond of circulars, you could jam that many stitches onto a straight needle. So you could do this one on straights as well. But that's utterly lovely. And this makes a wonderful poncho. Look at that. That's the back side. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's Sockmatician, and see that at 11 balls. So that's so you're looking at just $86 to knit that at the moment. Or $87 maybe, 87 to knit that. And that's with a possum yarn, that poncho that size. I just think that's amazing. Really amazing. So yeah, so make sure that you dig out the patterns and have a wee look, because I mean the spotlight is on all the entire month of June, but you might definitely want to get a project lot in of Sockmatician Edition while it is on sale, whether it be the finer weights with cardigans. I know Claire's got her floozy in full ply. So the floozy, Dolly, floozy 2, all look fantastic in the full ply. I tell you, the other cardigan that looks amazing in Sockmatician DK, I've seen it done up, and that is the Maudie. If you love that beautiful natural oatmeal look of the Maudie, Milk in Sockmatician Edition DK and Maudie are like peas and carrots. They look fabulous. So definitely consider those. And then any of those sort of DK patterns, Julie Hoover. I love going to Julie's site. They're very contemporary, they're pretty, it's just lovely. So those are certainly ones that are good. Hey, Shan. Oh, Shan's made it to Chicago, everybody. Did you take the train, Shan, to Chicago? The Amtrak, doing Amtrak to Chicago is definitely a thing. I've done that. And I bet cold. This time, wow, cold for June. That's something. It's cold here too. So there you go. Oh, look, great news. What else have we got to tell you? Not a lot, really. There's not a lot of the Indecita alpaca left. We're now down to the final colours of that. So do make sure you get that. If you're local, Actually, I've got two things for locals. Thing number one is if you are like, if you have got gift buying to do, or you just don't have time, or you've got stuff to send overseas, we do have a full Lothlorien stand here in store, which is all the beautiful possum accessories. We've got gloves, we've got socks, we've got hats, we've got scarves. I think there are even I'm just looking over there. Scarves, gloves, fingerless gloves. The fingerless gloves are so popular. Yes, and beautiful scarves and hats. So they're all available. So it just means that if you want to send a Kiwi gift, but you don't have time to make it yourself, pop in and see our Lothlorien store. We do have a little bit online, but most of it is actually because we only have often in some things a single pair in a size, for example. So do come in and check that out. Things have been flying off that stand, so we've just restocked it. The other thing is if you're also local, entries for the A&P show, which here in Hawke's Bay has held just heading into Labour weekend. Our Labour weekend is also Hawke's Bay anniversary weekend. So we do 4 days here down in the Bay for that October weekend. And the A&P show is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of that week. So if you are a local and you fancy entering the homemade section of the A&P show, we have got entry forms here that email Cheryl at info@skeinz.com and she can send you out a digital copy, or pop in and see us in store and you can pick up an entry form. We're sponsoring some classes for prize money, which is, I have to admit, sponsored prize money is very generous. So it's for vouchers. It's quite generous for that. You could win some Skeinz vouchers. So do make sure you, if you're feeling the need that you want to enter that, do actually give us a yell and we will get you one of those entry forms and you can get those entries in. And that's pretty much me. Done and dusted for another day. So make sure, key points, calendar entry, 1st of July, Capital Fibre Fest. If you're in the bottom half of the country and you can manage it, that would be great. Oh, Linda's asking the double tie pattern that was discussed the other day. You mentioned that you could use a fluff mohair or something similar. Okay. So what Linda's asking is about double time. There was an idea that I mentioned a few weeks ago. You can do you can do double-stranded whisper fine with a 4-ply to get a DK. So then you can actually create a double time with a slight halo. So you could do it all in one color, or we've got so many pearl lusters, or all our whisper fines have a 4-ply buddy that are exact. So you can actually do that. And if you need help matching them up, we can give you a hand with that. Or the other thing you could do is you could do what I call give it the Elton treatment. And what I mean by that is Jorge Locatelli did her Elton cardigan, which was a mixture of a finer weight yarn and that lace weight mohair to create layers between a smooth yarn and the mohair. So you could actually do that too. And how, I haven't actually seen it. You would probably want to swatch it and play around with it. But if you want to double time, or even you just use timely, to be fair, that's finer, then you would alternate between the two. I quite like the idea of doing double time with the mohair double stranded with its buddy, and then doing the second stripe just in the mohair on its own. So it'll give you an interesting texture between the stripes. The trick around that is to, if you've got some mohair lying around or anything like that, is to swatch it. I mean, with anything like that, when you're playing around with the fabric, just swatch it. Take the time to swatch it. It really does make a difference doing it. I enjoy swatching because you often end up with happy mistakes that you didn't know that you're going to end up with. So yeah, that's what I would do. It's what I sort of suggested. I just think it will be an interesting effect, and it's a nice way of adding a little bit of fluff and texture to your cardigan. I think it would look amazing. Alrighty, I'm going to head off. Sorry for the tardiness. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Stay warm. Yes, stay warm. That's the most important thing, because it's cold here. Update on my knitting. I'm almost finished the knitting for the second slipper. I think I've only got about 2 squares left. And in fact, that's going to be one of my goals for tomorrow, is to get that completed. In fact, I might even get it completed tonight. And I even managed to get about this much done on my sleeve of my brother's sweater yesterday. First time I'd picked it up in weeks. So I've got to get onto it. So once I get that done, then I think I'll be feeling in a lot happier place about getting things completed. It's just so much to do and so little knitting time, but we'll get there. We will get there, won't we? All right, you take care, everybody. I will catch you again on Monday. Until then, have a great weekend.